Well, hello again, everybody. Thank you for tuning back in. It's been a hectic week. I was fairly busy. Wasn't able to get out in the garage and do much of anything as it is. So, what you're looking at is the 2166, the John Jred, that had that funkiness on one of the last ones that I had going on. It had some weird pitting. I have to check my fuel and this in the tank and everything that went on with me destroying this cylinder, opening up these windows in here for the stratified part of the saw. So anyways, that was destroyed. So moving on. So we're going to put in a regular XP piston and cylinder kit. So I have some Farmer Techs. I have a 52 millimeter big bore Farmer Tech one that we got here. So if we look at the numbers that timed out here, it's exhaust 105, transfers 131, squish 25 thousandths, and intake at 74. So I can use this. And this was without a base gasket, by the way. And so I was looking at, what I'm looking at doing is actually looking at staggering my my transfers on this one and explore what that's going to look like. A 5-degree separation. You're going to have the rear or the primary fire first, and then the front one come in afterwards. And then I'll move this up, and I'm going to shoot for 100. And I'm going to do most of my work on the piston side without touching this because it is nice and wide as it is. And if I actually went up, I would, if I went and made lungs, it would actually expose this lower one here. And this is awful close anyway, so I'm not going to do that. Could have went with a 50 millimeter. This one is not a Farmer Tech, and this one is actually, I ordered a while back, a year and a half ago. I ordered a bunch of parts from New West, and right from Taiwan. And so I had ordered cylinders, and I had some of these sitting around. This one actually times out at 29 squish, 99 exhaust, intake 77, and 125 on the transfers. Not bad. You can kind of see in here, it's interesting plating. There's not really any hash marks, as I would say, but other than that, the cylinder looks actually pretty decent. Kind of nice for an aftermarket, fairly nice fit and finish on this one. So I'm going to put that aside. This one is, the casting is a lot rougher, so this will be my experiment. As it is, as you can kind of see, not sure how long the plating will last, if it's how thick it is. I think it's rather kind of thin, but you do have hash marks. It's not too bad. The combustion chamber could be better, could be smoother. It's not that great. So anyways, that's kind of what we're looking at. What we're looking at is pistons. Here's the piston, 87 grams weighed, that came in the big bore kit. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to experiment and remove some of the side here. Weight reduction, of course, and then just maybe friction drag reduction in there. And of course, if I would have went, this is a 50 millimeter that I could go with, a Duke's, that weighs in at 82 grams. Nice, not too bad piston. And then if I would have went with a 52 millimeter, let's see, 272 piston. Yeah, got to spit it out. So the windows in here, I know this is a popular one. If I put this on, I would definitely have to cut the combustion chamber in here, and because it hits pretty good. So this sticks up significantly compared to a stock style piston. So since I have 25 squish, I'm going with this. I'm going to work on lightening it up since it's fairly meaty all around, and I'll be able to groove it and lighten it up, and then see how that works. And then on the intake side or the exhaust side here, as you can kind of see, I made my little marks here, scratched it in lightly. I can actually remove quite a bit to do some weight reduction on this side as well. And then I will take some off of here on the intake side to get my intake timing numbers closer to a 78 to 80 is kind of what I'm shooting for. And the reason being is just it's overall real pretty large. The other interesting thing, when we look at this, that's pretty square. That's a pretty square. I was kind of amazed when I started looking at that. Wow, that in there towards the cylinder, that is a square roof, straight roof in there. So that was kind of interesting. And let's look at the New West cylinder that I ordered. It's got a dink, it looked like, in the top that would have to be fixed, but it's got that D shape, a little bit of a dome, more dome on the top there. So kind of interesting on these two, where we're going. The numbers are vastly different. Of course, that may not be surprising to many because they're aftermarket, right? And of course, yes, I do have stock ones here. These are pretty good, can be salvaged for sure, OEM, but I'm going to be using these on something different, and some maybe hopefully better builds than what we're doing with the experiment with the big bore 52 millimeters on this, going on the 2166. So, all right, I'll make another one when I get all my grinding done, and we'll show you the aftermath. So appreciate you sticking around and tuning in, and we'll catch you on the next one. Later.